So one thing, as you're talking, I've mentioned before on my podcast that I have the belief that no steps are wasted, whether they're failure, success, ups, downs, happiness, sadness, it all comes together to make us a unique individual. And it sounds like, adversity. I mean, you've overcome mental illness and physical illness and loss and, so many things, but you have not let it destroy you, number one. And now it seems like you're able to put all those pieces together into one beautiful mosaic to be able to help other people. So is that where you kind of decided I'm going into coaching, or talk to us about that?
Yeah. So interestingly enough, when I was at that point of do I give up on life or do I do something drastically different, I was had just been invited into a women physicians Facebook group, and they were talking about how coaching was really helping with burnout. And I was like, I had not yet found anything that was helping, and I felt almost desperate for something different than what I've tried before. So I looked at a few programs and just it wasn't feeling the right fit. And then someone posted about Martha Beck, and she has a program called the Wayfinder Life Coach Program. And I just kept landing on her website. And I was like, there's something special about this person. And her story is she has kind of leaned against what she grew up in, and she's had a path that was non-traditional. And I just resonated so much. And she actually talks about how when you're in a path that's out of alignment with your integrity or with your true values, then you feel have a negative somatic experience, like you get sick. And she has chronic illness and it affects your mental health. And it just what she said resonated. So I started her program. And when I joined the program, it was for my own healing, as well as learn how to hold space for people. And I had no expectations for what I was getting into. But through joining, when I got to my new institution and there was a burnout committee, I sat in on it. And after, the chair said, if you have any questions, message me. And I said, is there an opportunity to bring coaching to our department? And he said, actually, it's already within our institution. He gave me the contact for a person in charge of the coach training in the institution, and there was an open seat. So it was very serendipitous for the cohort that started a couple months later, which is, it's nuts to think about now, because now the openings are much later if you were to ask if you're interested. So I got the opportunity to do coach training through my institution and became a coach, and just saw how much it helped me. And then, as you said, no, nothing's wasted. So how can I take my experiences with anorexia, and I see what we do in medicine, and it's not taught well about eating disorders, but also just BMI and weight biases and how we communicate with people. It really needs to be changed if we're going to help people. And so I can use that voice, even if they don't have technically an eating disorder, diagnosed eating disorder, can have a shared experience and sensitivity for people that come in. And so with all those experiences, I try to help the medical community hear that story and at least shake it up a little bit through blogging on Kevin MD's website. So whatever I'm like, I don't know exactly where I need to say this. It needs my own doctor. After I moved to Houston, I've become a lot healthier. So there's a big difference of my weight from where I was before I moved to Houston and now. And she doesn't know how much I weigh, but she knows the difference. And so she counseled me. She knows all my diagnosis. I mean, I was discharged with the eating disorder from the military. And so she can see all my diagnosis, but she still counseled me on my weight over telephone. And I'm like, wait a second.
Oh,
Wait a second.
I see.
Like,
Yeah.
completely inappropriate. The weight change was needed. And but it gave me a glimpse of what people are facing, and it's unacceptable.
Yeah. No, that's a great point, because people will look at a number and they don't know where you started or where you have, where you're going. No, that was very eye-opening when you said that. And that definitely makes me think about, when I have these discussions with people. So thank you for sharing that. And number one, thank you for sharing, just being so open and being so brave to share your story, because this is how you connect with people and how you can save somebody else. Because literally we go through things each day and we feel so isolated because when the pressure is on you, it seems like you're alone many times. And to be able to know that someone like you has been through so much and still being able to achieve at such a high level is very inspirational for me, and it will be for many people who hear this story. So just thank you for being so open.